Welcome to the Wizards of Ecom, your no-fluff playbook for online success. Each episode is fully packed with actionable tactics you can implement in your business right now. Take your life to a higher level and excel in your online success. It's time to work on you and your business. Let's do this.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Wizards of Ecom. This is Naomi, your host, and today I am joined by the beautiful bearded guy, the most brilliant Norm Farrar, with 20 plus years of ecom experience and online marketing. Also, he is a founder of PR Reach, AMZ Club, Honu Worldwide, Private Label Legion, and host, of course, of the Lunch with Norm podcast. Norm, welcome to the show.
Hello, thanks for having me back.
Thank you. This is, I think, as I was mentioning, the fifth or sixth time you're on the show, which is brilliant. I think everyone should listen to Norm and just absorb the knowledge, because obviously he's like for the fifth or sixth time on the show. So he really knows a thing or two or three, maybe.
At least one thing.
At least one thing. At least about today's topic, he knows way more than I do. So, and today's topic, by the way, is going to be Google My Business. So we're going to find out what does Google My Business means and how does it works for your ecom business. First off, what is Google My Business?
Well, it's such a cool thing that Google has that incorporates everything Google. It was a tool that came out many moons ago, but it was for just strictly bricks and mortar companies. And so people don't realize that you can use this for a brand or for anything. A matter of fact, if I'm talking to a lot of people that are in SEO, they don't realize that you can use this to help an Amazon listing or anything if you don't have a bricks and mortar business. So today, I'm just going to go through a few things that can really help you out, which I think, if my stats are right, I know I got it down here somewhere, but even with bricks and mortar, I think it was like 5% of companies even use Google My Business. They have no idea the power of Google My Business.
Me neither. I can't mean, so I have no clue about how it works. Well, what's the platform about, or how can it help your ecom business, basically?
Okay, so just imagine you can see the Amazon listings being ranked on Google, right? Mm-hmm. And you can see, how about if you had the complete, if somebody typed in on your smartphone and they typed in bully sticks or 6-inch bully sticks, and all of a sudden the first 3 swipes were all you as a brand. So they don't even get to the organic or the sponsored ads. You are the very first listing. When you get shown on a mobile phone, it's all you. If you do this on a regular, like on a desktop, you'll also see, you've probably seen this a lot, where when you're in your browser, off to the right, you'll see it's not an ad, but it takes up a good chunk of the right-hand display. And that's Google My Business. It's either you'll see a map, you'll see reviews, you'll see some blog posts, you'll see just a bunch of different stuff that Google's posting about your company that they feel is relevant for the search. So if I'm selling a pet product and I type in organic bully sticks, organic grass-fed bully sticks, if they feel that search is relevant, all of a sudden on my mobile phone, I get shown for the first 3 swipes. On my desktop, I'll get that whole right-hand side that fills up with all of my company information. So, and you'll also see, and I'll talk about this later, these clickless searches. So they're saying, oh, this is relevant. How about I populate it on the page? And it's basically a clickless search. You just click and it goes over and you can buy it. I mean, it's such a cool feature. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with Google My Business. But I guess the first thing I should probably talk to you about is is getting and putting it, like creating that profile. Mm-hmm. So first of all, you probably want to create a profile, and you can go to business.google.com and it's free. And if you do that, you'll be able to log in to a profile and you just start filling it out. Now, I can tell you darlingdigital.com has a ton of training on this. It's not that you need a ton of training, but if you want to go over there and check it out, you can see, and you can also just go on the internet and check out how to fill it out. But it's pretty simple. You can get a little bit intimidated by the profile because you'll have like home, posts, info, insights, reviews, messages, photos, bookings, services, website. I mean, all this information. And it can be a little bit intimidating, but just take a few seconds and take a look at it. You can do everything yourself. I mean, you can hire agencies to do it, but this is something that if you just want to get going, you can. And the other thing that is incredible is that you can take what's called an anchor URL. So that's that main URL that's going back to your Shopify store or going back to your Amazon store or to your Amazon product listing. And that'll be what is being ranked. So you can just drive a ton of traffic over to your product listing, over to your store, over to your Shopify store, all with this one anchor URL. So far, so good.
That sounds amazing. Okay, so I understand this clearly. This is a feature that it's for free. You're just all right, so you're just making up your business, and you're basically when you're going to look up a dentist, let's say, I don't know, and it's coming up, and then the address with the hours, opening hours, and all that. Is that what we are talking about?
Yeah. So if you've seen that before, you've probably seen, let's say the map, and then you see the dental office, and then you'll see the times that are open. Mm-hmm. You'll see maybe a phone number, reviews.
Website. Yeah, got it.
Well, imagine if you can use not only that, but all the social media that you're posting driven back, not only here to your Google Maps site, to your Google My Business site, but it's taking that URL and it's ranking it. So all my social media, I can put that anchor URL in and get it to rank, drive traffic back over. I can create blog articles, and same thing, because it's on the Google platform, Google loves it. Because it's Google content, Google loves it. Once again, nobody, very, very few brands are I've only found a handful of brands that even use this at all.
Brilliant. This is brilliant. This is saying it's free as well. Like it's not like, okay, you're trying to rank on a keyword, so you're maybe going to have some traffic via Google Ads, but this is you. They are looking for you, and it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, and if you've heard of Google Shopping, so most people, I'll do Google Shopping. I won't set it up. It's too hard. Well, I'll get into this in a sec, but you can put all your products under all your categories and it will promote it for you. And every image that you put in goes on to rank into Google Images. So when you're searching images, you'll see that this is a clickable, searchable image. It'll have either a hang tag or something on it, and you just click on it, and now that goes right over to sales. You'll see in the brand Google My Business, where you'll see the products populate, and you don't even have to do anything. Like you don't have to put in, you don't have to do anything in Google Shopping. You just populate it with the photographs, the description, and it's already set to go.
That's amazing. It's brilliant. I love it. So you were mentioning about redirecting sites to sites, Shopify, Amazon. How would you go about it? What I've seen or noticed so far because I assume like this is also Google, So I'm not sure how it's working, but with Google Ads, what I tried to do, I redirected also on my storefront, also on I truly like sneaked in a few keywords there. So I redirected on my product, and 2-3 days it worked brilliantly. Afterwards, the ranking dropped. How does it work in this scenario?
Well, I can tell you because I use this, and all I've seen is traffic. Every month that I've used this, traffic has built. My ranking has built. I've been tracking it very closely. And like last month, I got a report and traffic was up over 1,000%.
Wow.
Yeah. And the other thing this is tied to, it's tied to every Google product. So if you did want to do Google Ads, you could just simply drop in, like there's an area there that you can just go in, access your Google Ads and start promoting. And again, you can promote right back to that anchor URL that, let's say it's, again, let's go to a Shopify product page or a Shopify store. Maybe it's a website. So, it's xyzbullysticks.com, or it's a specific product page. It could be any type of ASIN, like a product listing on Amazon. It could be anywhere. It just have to be certain that that's where you want to drive your traffic. And then I talk about repurposing a lot. So I'm going to, go over to Facebook, or I'll go over to Twitter, or I'll go wherever. And I put in that anchor URL. As soon as you put in the anchor URL, Google My Business says, that's for us. Grabs your social media and starts promoting it and ranking it.
I love
it. Yeah. And, again, it does take a little bit of time. And I did outsource it because, it does take a little bit of time to do. But as long as you either spend, so the agency that I hired to do this told me at the beginning, look, first of all, this is a long-term play. Don't think because you turn on, and this is like any search engine optimization, just because you turn this on doesn't mean you're going to get tons of traffic. I've been doing this probably for the one product. I thought it was 3, but it's probably 6 months now. And I've seen some really great spikes in traffic and also spikes in additional keywords. Because I'm going to go down a different rabbit hole, Google's going to tell you, oh, you're relevant for this. They're going to start bringing in all these keywords that they pick up on based on your content that you're publishing. And now all of a sudden you're relevant in this category and that category. And I was really surprised when I started to see where and how I was being ranked for my products. And this does not have to be a product. It could be, it could be a service. It could be anything. Mm-hmm. And all you have to do, and this is very, very important. Did I say very?
Not enough. Let's say one more. Very important.
One more time. You're going to be asked when you're setting up your profile to put in either an address to verify your address or a phone call. In the past, many, many years ago, I don't know, a few years ago anyways, I would just say, get the call in, verify, and you'd be verified in hours, if not, a few days maybe. But now it will take you longer if you get a phone call rather than getting the verification email or postcards sent to your address. So a lot of people will say, well, I don't want to give Google my address. I don't want to show my address. You don't. There's a click box in Google My Business where you can just click it, not to show you, they don't make your address public, but they have to verify. So they'll send you out a postcard. It cannot go to a PO box. If you're going to a PO box, it'll just be rejected. And if you tried to hide the fact, like putting suite number or unit number, they're too smart. It'll just be rejected. You have to do it all over again. And you might as well just send it to your home or send it wherever and just not show. They're just trying to verify that you're a real brand. And Then as for a phone number, you don't have to put it on if you don't want to. The description of your business, you can get right into it. I'm writing about the business or about the brand. I'm adding keywords, but I'm also making it very engaging. So I want to make sure that if somebody's looking at it, I'm not too worried about keyword rich because I've got everything pointing all over the place that'll fill in for those keywords. Mm-hmm. So anyways, that's one of the areas that I think that, you can look at and really expand out, what you're doing. Now, like I said, this is clickless. So if they see that you're targeting something or you're relevant on different keywords, they'll start promoting it. And you'll start to see your products being populated within the search, especially on mobile. You'll see it at the bottom and you'll see just the search and you can click on it and you can buy, and some of these are clicked right to a blog, just tons of information. Where this takes effect, what I like about it is because it builds authority. And we talk about this a lot. Building a brand is all about your authority. Well, getting ranked on Google and not just, Amazon or not just seeing the Amazon or your Shopify page, but starting to see your whole, this whole page or a whole right side of your page being filled by Google My Business, that gives you a ton of authority. Forget about the searches. And if you're picked up for Google My Business, you can only be in one spot. That's number one. If you're first out and you're doing this, you're the one picking up everything. So it's crazy. It really is crazy. I'll give you an example. So the guy that I'm working with, he was working with a car dealership in Seattle, and they were spending $50,000 a month on SEO and putting them onto Google My Business. This is crazy. They were able to bring them down to $1,000 a month. Google My Business did everything else. And including, they were able to use Google Sheets to upload their price lists. And so all of that information was ranked as well. Any Google product, documents, sheets, slideshow. If I put a slideshow onto my Google My Business, it'll be instantly ranked. Instantly.
Okay, that's really, really amazing. So that you're talking about ranking, what keywords would you use in that scenario? Because I'm thinking also the keywords are super important there. So would you go for high search volume, long tail? What type of keywords would you use in this scenario? Or does it matter at least? Or
as long as it's about the relevancy. So I would be, if I was doing a product, I would probably look at long-term keywords, long tail keywords. What I would call a primary long tail, which would be, okay, so you've got the browsing keywords. I'm going to use dog chew. So you've got pet chew, dog chew. Those are browsing. Bully stick would be a buying keyword, but it's too broad of a search. Then you've got grass-fed bully stick, organic bully stick, 6-inch bully stick. Those are your primary long tails. I would target those, and the long tails that would also have them in, a organic grass-fed bully stick, 6-inch organic fed or grass-fed bully stick, and start using those keywords. Google will pick it up, and you'll start to see that you're going to start to pick up. And there's a lot of keywords that I'm surprised that I get. You're not going to get the pickup right away for bully stick. It's not going to happen. Yeah. But the longer tail keywords, I find that they're picking up and pick up speed and pick up more speed. So it's like anything. It takes a bit of time.
That's brilliant. Still, I think that you have the chance to use this amazing tool, but it's free. For me, it makes wow, why didn't I, usually when you know about things and you just don't connect the dots, it's hey, Absolutely. Why haven't I thought about this beforehand? So that's
Yeah.
really, really
And,
great.
like you could do, let's say that, and you've probably seen this, but when you go to your desktop, you'll see these 3, 4, 5 different panels that go across the screen. And like for the bully sticks, let's say, you might have, it'll say something like XYZ bully sticks, and then it'll have a bunch of blog articles. Well, look what it says. In the blog article, it could say order now. And that brings you over to a listing where you could buy something, or it could say learn more. There's a variety of different ways that you can learn, that you could post. But within the post, it's so powerful. So you can, put more information about your products. You can bring it over to a product listing, and you can just tell people order online. So you could have a big picture that you'll see, a snippet, and then when it's been last updated.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. In this scenario, because you were mentioning also of bringing directly to Amazon, is there also a way how to track? First question would be like, okay, ranking wise, how does that affect you?
Yep.
Second one, is there a way how to track the conversion?
Oh, absolutely. So you can, Amazon conversion is a little bit tough, but you can see how much traffic was driven over to Amazon. Everything that you're doing, you can find in Google Search Console. So everything that you're doing in Google My Business is right there. You have, and within the Google My Business, like business.google.com, you have insights. So it'll tell you, it's got really great insights about, where traffic came from, where it's going. And I just wanted to go back to the post, because within a post, you can do some really cool things. You can create an offer, you can create an event, and what we'll do is we'll create an event for different things, and that gets indexed immediately. You can promote a product, or you can promote what's called what's new, which just could be anything. It could be a new blog article.
I love it. You sneaky. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, as you were mentioning post, where does the post come, or for someone who has no knowledge about Google My Business, what is a post, or which post are you talking about at this point?
Well, let's say you wanted to start with that product. Okay. Within Google My Business, there's an area where you click posts, and then it'll say add a product. Mm-hmm. And you can add products and categories. So let's say you're into kitchen utensils and you sell chef knives, but you also sell plastic spatulas. You can create different categories for that. But it's so simple. All you need to do is go into add a product, you add a picture, you add a title, you add the price, and you could just point it right back. It'll say sold on Amazon, free shipping, whatever you like. And it's that simple. You just post it. Yeah. So just kind of going back to the images, I think I got cut off at this point, but when you go over and you just want to, let's say you do a Google search and you want to check for images, a lot of people do that. They can click on all, or they can click on images. And what you'll see is a whole variety of images. Let's say it's that chef knife or bully sticks. You see a little price tag on there and you click on it, that automatically will go and purchase the product. I mean, it's so simple. And you don't have to, it's not like you have to set up Google Shopping or anything like that. It's just done. And then the other thing about your blogs is you can just add an image, add a snippet, and put a link to where the blog is and say, learn more. So there's a drop down. When you're creating a post, you can either do book now, order online, buy, learn more, sign up, call now, and really great calls to action. So depending on what you're doing, if you want to take something product product related, drive it over. If you want to create a blog article, you can tell people to learn more, but within the blog, you can drive people over to Amazon. There's so many things that you can do. If it's a product that needs more information, like setting up a call or a subscription service. So if you've got recurring products, you can have it where people sign up for your subscription. It's leveraging so much. And it will also, if you type in anything, not anything, but if you type in the link that you create, the URL that you create, and I'm talking about like the blog article link or whatever link you create within Google My Business, you can share it on Facebook, Twitter, in your email, anything. And that's just part and parcel of Google My Business.
I love it. So how would this, sorry, can you finish your idea?
Oh, I was going to say the other part to posts, you can also upload keyword-rich videos and photos. So for me, for example, I might have tons of influencer photos that I can go in and I can not only change the titles, so the meta titles, the file title, and the metadata. So now, not only does it get ranked, you can see it in Google Images. Google loves anything uploaded from Google. So between videos, you're trying to get your videos ranked, this is one way. You're trying to get your photos ranked, this is another way.
That is brilliant. In that scenario, would you also use your brand, or would you use only the keywords?
Oh no, yeah, I'd be pumping out my brand anywhere possible. Yeah, and when you're writing like any of your posts, I would probably try to have your keyword, your hashtag in there too. So hashtag XYZ bully sticks or something that could, and that's on Facebook or Twitter or wherever. And then when you do link it to Google My Business, that people will be able to see that as well.
Brilliant. You were also mentioning like reach also on the video side. In that scenario, would it be also like keyword wise on like the typing, or does Google tracks also what is in the video, like what you're verbally talking?
Well, you can definitely keyword rich titles. Always I would update keyword rich titles, but keep in mind that you can also link all your YouTube videos and the descriptions and all of that into this as well. Google, like YouTube is part of Google. So they love it. And this is crazy. So if you want, let's say it could be your events calendar or any documents in Google Drive, your chat. So if you're having chats, let's say you're having a podcast or a webinar, and you have a chat, Google Chat. If you have Google Docs, Google Sheets, slides, anything like that, that can all be updated, whatever, like as long as it's relevant to Google My Business, and you'll get ranked.
That is a brilliant hack, might I say. Is everything white hat still, right?
It's all white hat. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Love it.
So that's what I love about it. And you also do get the Google Insights. So you'll be able to see you'll be able to see direct people like who know you by name. There'll be discovery. So people that were searching by keyword, and then branded people searching for product. And you'll be able to see all of that. You'll be able to see how many people were driven over the last 28 days. They give you some pretty good insight. It tracks every click, website visits, phone traffic, product listing, you name it.
That is brilliant. I love it. Is there anything I should have asked about this topic that I haven't?
Let's see. Well, the other thing in Insights, which is pretty cool, it does track every keyword that's written and provides performance. So how many views, how many searches, activity. So that's kind of important. The only other thing is that everything that you're repurposing in your social media, every single thing, you can bring over to Google My Business. So the more and more and more that you can give, the better. If you're going live, if you're doing a webinar, you can put it on. And what is incredible, we use this a lot, our Google reviews. So we just put the link right in, ask people for a review. And we start to build that up. And then I've noticed this it was last weekend or the weekend before. I'm looking for product. I didn't come up for Google My Business, but it started populating all the reviews, which was, okay, I'll take that.
That is brilliant. Okay, so you mean all the reviews from Amazon?
Yeah, so it'll say for like XYZ Bully Sticks has 31 reviews. Click here. All right, there you go.
That's easy money, I would say. That is brilliant.
But, like to get that type of exposure for a brand, you'd have to spend a ton of money on. I'm not saying don't do search engine optimization, but I can tell you outside of off-page SEO for at least a couple of the brands, that's all we're doing. And we're saving thousands of dollars because we're just doing this and we're driving our own traffic. But I'm not saying don't do it, but I've just found that on some of my bigger brands that this worked extremely well. And like I said, with the traffic last month on one of the brands, we really started to pick up and we had over 1,000% increase.
Wow.
But it took, it was slow, and starts to pick up. So
that's amazing. As you were saying about increase, because I think this was one of the questions that I'm still unclear about, let's say, because we're talking Amazon Ecom, we're talking about ranking. In this scenario would be organic ranking, correct? Because you're not paying for it.
100% organic ranking. And not only organic ranking, but Google's doing even more because they're trying to find more relevant keywords for you.
Okay, so then the question would be, would it be suspect to Amazon, or how would they deal with this? Because it's organic, it's your
nothing. They love, Amazon loves external traffic. And all that's happening is you're driving external traffic from Google either over to your product. That's if that's your anchor URL, they have no problem with that. Zero that I know of.
I love it. Norm, aren't there any common misconceptions about using Google My Business in this scenario that you presented?
Yeah, probably the biggest one is that it won't work with brands. It won't work with services that aren't bricks and mortar. And that's how it started out, but that was changed. And so many, even I've been talking to people in the SEO business that have no idea that this even exists right now. They know of Google My Business, but they never knew that it could be used for brands.
Yeah, connecting the dots, exactly.
Yep.
It is brilliant. I think is there anything that I should have asked and I haven't, but I already you told me what, so I think this is brilliant. What is actually the knowledge that you must have behind of building this up? Because this sounds easy, right? But still you need the knowledge. You also mentioned that you outsource this. When should someone outsource it and when should someone do it themselves?
Well, it is easy to do. When you enter your profile, you just have to make sure. The reason why I don't do it, I want professional copywriters. I want engaging information. And it's a tedious job when you're changing names on photographs and stuff like that. You can absolutely 100% do it. And like I said, if you go over to Darling Digital, I think it might be .us, you'll see that he's got, 17 videos on how to do it, but there's training there. Or you could just look up Google My Business training. Make sure you search for 2020 or 2021, or you won't see this type of training. But yeah, just start. You don't have to jump in right away and do everything, but get it verified. Then go and do one step, just put more information, some photos, add events, if you're having any events, press releases. So press release, you can add a press release with a link as long as the link's in there, and you could drive it back over to Google My Business. And now you're getting that authority. And that's all you want. So now you're going to see it in Google My Business, but you're also going to see it in the other column on the left-hand side. When people go there, they're going to see, oh, this might be on Chewy. It might be on Amazon, amazon.ca. Oh, a press release. Oh, content. And you'll see a lot of the stuff that you already populated into Google My Business. Oh, there is one thing though. Be consistent. If you start this, you definitely want to do this on a regular basis. If you're putting out one article a month, continue. If you're putting a few photos up each week or each month, just continue. Don't do everything at once and leave it.
That's a brilliant point, I think, because most of the time what people think is like, yeah, I did it once and that's it. No, nope, it's not working that way. This was amazing. I love all that you shared. I love the small hacks, the everything. I love it. To be super respectful of your time before, as you were already on the show, so I am going to ask the same questions yet again. Probably something changed. But what is $50 or less investments that you had, like purchase that you made recently in something that upped your game? In this case, in Google My Business.
Something $50 or less.
Mm-hmm.
Probably it was a bit more, but just getting a really good copywriter to do an email sequence for me, and it depending on how many emails you wanted, but hey, check out my my copy. The other thing too, proofing. So sales brochure. I do have. This did cost $50 or less, but just proofing everything to make sure that it was good. And one last thing, probably the best investment I've made in a long time is this application called Phrase, Frase. And I think it's Phrase app or something like that, but it's Phrase. And it's an AI content curator. By far the very best investment I ever made, and I don't even think it's $50.
That sounds brilliant. That after this episode I'm going to be all over Google and trying everything out. 3 of your top favorite books, and why do you love them?
Oh gosh, you're going to do this to me again.
Yes, it can be something recent that you haven't mentioned last time, so it will be easier.
Okay, I don't know if I talked about Crossing the Chasm, which is a really great book about hypergrowth and just getting over the hump. If you're an Amazon seller and you have a home run, man, you've got to make sure that you're on track, like to be able to get over that chasm. If not, you'll fall into the chasm. In Search of Excellence was a good book, and it's just it talks to different entrepreneurs about, it just shows different entrepreneurs and what they've done to become excellent. Mm-hmm. And what's another one that I've just recently read? Oh, I know one I just recently read, Exitpreneur from Joe Valley. So I don't know if you guys know Joe over at Quiet Light Brokers. He just released this book. And I bought it the day that he released it. And I got to tell you, this is a great book. It's a step-by-step approach of what you have to do to make sure that you exit efficiently. And he did a great job breaking it down.
That is brilliant. We actually had a topic regarding how to exit your business properly, this Saturday. And I think that's going to go hand in hand with it. So that's brilliant.
Oh, great.
Okay, last question. Please pitch yourself. How can people get a hold of you? Say hello, anything, like all your services, go.
Oh gosh, I won't say all the services, but yeah, if you're looking for a communications company to help, with getting your message out there, PR Reach. So Norm at PR Reach. There's 2 R's in there, prreach.com. I've got a podcast called Lunch with Norm that we have it on Monday, Wednesdays, Friday at noon. And I've also teamed up with Tim Jordan, and we have the Private Label Legion going on. So if you're looking for extra content, it's all free. You can go to YouTube. We put out videos and more content like ongoing. That's it.
That's it. Only that? Oh, come on. You can do it. You have like so much more to offer.
Oh.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you so, so much, Norm. This was super. Like, as I was saying, it's brilliant. It's amazing. And I think most importantly, when you make the dots, when you connect the dots and you understand, hey, this was here the whole time. I think that's brilliant. I love those type of topics. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
And to everyone else still listening and still here with us, thank you so, so much for being here. As you can see, and as you can tell, Norm was brilliant. So please chime in to whatever he's doing. Also the Private Label Legion, it's really, really cool. And his podcast, he's also like going to lunch now, this time on Tuesday, the first podcast on Tuesday, first episode.
Oh, yeah, you know about that.
I do know about it. I was listening. Today I was listening to you. Yes. Would you like to pitch what is going to be about on Tuesday? Because
so tomorrow it's going to be really interesting because we got Chris McCabe coming on, and he's going to talk about how do you defend yourself against black hat, all these black hat sellers with using white hat techniques. So it'll be a lot of fun talking to him about that.
That is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And yes, as I was saying, it was a pleasure. And everyone else listening, goodbye and see you next week. See you next time. Bye.
See you later.
It was fun sharing this episode with you. If you found value in what you've heard, please show your love with a subscribe, rate, and review of the show. Until next time.